I discovered the last landlord's journal, and the final sentence was written in fresh ink. It said, "If you're reading this, I've already become part of the building. Don't make the same mistake I did." Most of us believe evil is something we're forced into. But sometimes, evil offers you a choice. One simple decision that solves every problem you've ever had. The terrifying part isn't making the choice. It's realizing you'd make it again. Before sunrise, I would uncover the one rule the building had hidden from every landlord before me. The only way to stop my replacement process, and the horrifying price someone else would have to pay for me to survive. I searched the landlord's office again, convinced there had to be something the previous owner left behind. Beneath the old desk, I found a loose wooden panel. Hidden inside was a weathered leather journal, wrapped in faded black cloth. The pages smelled of smoke and mildew. The first line made my blood run cold. To the next landlord, "If you found this, the building has already chosen you." Every page described another failed escape. The previous landlord had tried burning the ledger, demolishing the apartments, calling priests, police, even the military. Nothing worked. Then I reached a page covered with shaky handwriting. I finally learned the truth. The building doesn't feed on death. It feeds on replacement. Below it, someone had scratched the paper so deeply it almost tore apart. It always gives the landlord a choice. I turned to the final page. Most of it was blank. Then, as I watched, fresh words slowly appeared across the paper. "Your replacement process can be stopped." I stared at the sentence in disbelief. More words followed. "Find someone willing to stay until sunrise, and the building will choose them instead." I read the sentence again, then again. My own progress was already 12%. For the first time since entering Blackwood Apartments, survival felt possible. I slammed the journal shut. There had to be another way. I refused to believe the only path to survival was sacrificing another human being. But as I reached for the ledger, fresh ink spread across its pages. Replacement process, 18% complete. My breathing stopped. It had increased while I was reading. The building wasn't waiting for my decision anymore. It was forcing one. Then I remembered something that chilled me even more. Tomorrow morning, a real estate inspector was scheduled to evaluate Blackwood Apartments. For the first time, I caught myself wondering whether he could become my replacement. The thought disgusted me. The fact that it lingered terrified me. The lights stopped flickering. The whispers faded. The pressure that had haunted me for days suddenly lifted. I hadn't sacrificed anyone. I hadn't even made a decision. I had only imagined it. Yet the building reacted as if it approved. The hallway grew warm. Somewhere above me I heard soft applause, slow, deliberate. Then the elevator doors opened by themselves. Inside sat a neatly folded suit hanging from a hook. It was my size. Tucked into the pocket was a note. A landlord should always look presentable. I never told the building my clothing size. I forced myself to keep reading. Hidden inside the journal's back cover was one final page, glued between the leather layers. It wasn't written by the last landlord. It was written by the very first one. The ink had faded, but one sentence remained perfectly clear. The first sacrifice is always the hardest. After that, the building becomes your home. Beneath the sentence were dozens of signatures. Every landlord since 1893 had signed the page. At the very bottom, a blank line waited beneath mine. As I watched, my name slowly began writing itself without my hand ever touching the pen. A loud knock echoed through the front entrance. 3 slow knocks, exactly at midnight. I checked the security monitor. A young man stood outside the gates holding a backpack and a folded letter. He looked exhausted, lost, desperate. The envelope in his hand read, "Inheritance Notice." Before I could move, the front door unlocked itself. Then the ledger opened to a fresh page. At the top, only one sentence appeared. "Your replacement has arrived." I looked toward the front entrance, and for the first time, I didn't run to stop the building.